Okay, welcome back to the channel. Ollie from the Road with Love. Amy's in Adelaide getting some well-deserved rest right now, and we are in the final 2.5 weeks of the van build. So we're basically trying to do the ultimate speed run of how to finish a van with no time left. For most people, that's probably just the normal speed. Now, my dad's come over to help me.
Here we are.
Yep, we'll see what we can get done in how long are you here for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. We've already got so much done. I'll show you what we've been up to and give you some of our tips we've learned along the way. Okay, so why do we have to move out in 2.5 weeks? Well, in order to help fund our lap around Australia, we obviously can't keep our unit just empty and pay mortgage on that. So we've found someone to rent that. However, their move-in date, which originally we thought was quite late down the track, has very fast approach. So no matter what, we got to be out of our apartment in 2.5 weeks. Now, I finally finished the cabin lay featuring this cute little owl hand knob. I've also laid down our cork flooring. Now, I won't bore you with all the technical details about cork flooring, but it is one of the best flooring choices you can use for your van. Antimicrobial, anti-moisture resistant, won't mold. This is essentially what you're using. It's got a tongue and groove system which slots together really sturdily. Don't buy them secondhand. I made that mistake. They're all a little bit warped and the tongue and grooves didn't slip together. Pushed me into the whole floor so it looked a little bit warped. Brand new ones don't do that. They look amazing. I am stoked with how those have turned out. We've built our upstairs bedroom. Window frames and blinds. Just templated out the window, squared up with rounded edges, some plywood, cut that out, chucked some varnish on it and added some cheap IKEA blinds. Might replace those at some point, not super stoked on how they look, but they'll at least keep the light out for now. And I think overall the frames look really nice. They add a little bit of warmth to this upstairs bedroom area. We have also put in our wall here. That's just separating it from the fridge. Bit of channel on the top. I still want to work out a nice way to actually finish off the upper part of it, but that's not at the top of our priorities at the moment. We also walled up lounge room wall, including the window area. That was another really tricky one with trying to get the template right to cut it out, because the other option would have been to bring the whole wall out about that far, which we didn't really want to do. It just would have lost a bit of space in the van. I'll show you these panels that we're using. Now, these are the panels we're going for. They look like a VJ board, ship panel-y sort of panel, but they are made of PVC. So they're actually quite lightweight, really strong. They snap together really well and they got a bit of flexibility to them, which is awesome because that's allowed us to A, bend them down this area, but B, it means when we're putting them up in this ceiling, as you can see here, we can cut them a little bit oversized and they'll flex and just bang slot into place. Now, by some miracle, they're basically the perfect mill of what this gap in the aluminium is. To be honest, I've just chucked a bead of adhesive along here to keep them in place and stop them from rattling, but that hopefully is all it needs to stay in place. We haven't done our longest ones yet, so that will be the ultimate test. Are they going to bounce around too much and fall out? We might need to add another support across here, but overall, yeah, pretty stoked. These are from a company called Dekko Plus, D-E-K-K-O. Yep, haven't done us a deal or anything, but they have been more than helpful. They cut them in half so I could actually fit them in the van. They normally come in lengths of 6 meters, so not the most convenient, but they also can deliver them. What else have we been doing? We've had the electrician over. He's done all our pre-wiring. That stage of the build, obviously no connections on the end of everything, but at least getting the wires everywhere they need to be so that we can start putting the panels up everywhere. Then he'll come back again, plug everything together, and hopefully only needs to come back once, maybe twice by the time we sort of add connections and switches and all that sort of stuff. So that meant I've added our our LED strips. Found a AliExpress that makes these clear translucent slots for the aluminium channels. Worked out making these look really nice for where our LEDs will sit. We've added one along the lounge, two along the kitchen, and one under the kitchen for sort of ambient lighting down there. I'll also have one in the shower room around here. The other cool product we've added, now you'll see we've also started facing up bottom of our couch and using this really cool product from Wood Plus. I don't know, I'll put a link to it in the comments. Basically flexible wooden dowels. You can do this yourself and save a little bit of money. To be honest, by the time you add up the price of the individual dowels, cutting them, varnishing them, how many hours you, to be honest, spend doing that, it's worth it to just buy them pre-done. I'll fight you on this. They also means they come out looking gorgeous. I was planning to do sort of curve around here. At the end of the day, that didn't really work out with the couch design. We would have lost a bit of space, would have been hard to trim. So we've only ended up going with a curve here, but obviously that would have been quite hard to do without the flexible panel, although that is the only place we've needed it to be flexible. So maybe could have saved a bit of money by not using the flexible ones, but live and learn. I think this is new since the last vid. I think I might have cut it, not put it up. So that is a walnut stain and varnish, just on some marine ply. Cut that out to allow for our options. Obviously messed up the cut a little bit, but managed to fix it. And very excitingly, we have dummy test fit our bench. We've gone with Aspen stone laminate as the countertop, and then we've got this, I can't remember what that one's called, but this nice wooden thing. These are all flat pack, pre-cut, pre-laminated. You just plug in your size you want, your finish you want, and to be honest, as long as you meet the minimum spend, it works out really cheap per panel. I think this countertop was only maybe $200 or $300, and the panels worked out to only be about $20 to $30 each for like the cabinet faces and these sort of ones, depending on the size, which is pretty much the same price as you'd pay at IKEA anyways. But again, you just have to make sure you're getting the volume. And to make sure I got the volume, I did order a couple of extras just in case I mess up the pre-drill holes and mounting them. And obviously you can't just order one further down the track because you wouldn't be meeting the minimum. So we've ordered a couple of bonus ones. A little bit wasteful, I know, but better than the end result of having to reorder the whole set or something like that. Anyways, that's where we're at. Today's job, we're going to be fitting the kitchen cabinets. Dad's hard at work pre-drilling some holes and hoping we can do a good template of that. And I will be working on a lounge niche. So the plan is I'm going to put a wall here, but to make use of this empty space here, I want to build a bit of a niche into it, but I also will have some plugs here that I need to be conscious of when I'm cutting that niche out. So yeah. We'll also have the plumber here, Luke, make a bit more progress on our plumbing, get it down to the last little bit. That's all we'll get to. Okay, it's time to build our couch. These are our 12mm plywood base for the cushion that I've already cut, stained, and made some nice holes in them to let the foam breathe a little bit. And here's our foam. Now we've gone with I think they're the same density, but different firmnesses. So we've got a firm one for this longer one, which is our more booth style, the long sharp part of the L, and we've got a bit of a softer, this yellow one, which is going to be on the more relaxed part of the couch. Next step is just to spray and attach these with a bit of adhesive, add some wadding, and then get some covers made up and stapled on. Okay, we now have our foam bonded to our plywood. Next step is to trim just a little bit off the corners to give it more of a round look before we apply our wadding. To stick it, I just used this high temp spray adhesive. Didn't really work, had to put a lot on, so look up something better. I also want these to have a bit of a round edge, so I'm adding a 5mm bevel, I guess, to the edge. Now it's not easy to cut, but with this electric bread knife you can sort of just get it going. It's not perfect, but we're adding pretty tight fabric on that, and also some wadding which should fill in any sort of loose gaps. That's pretty good actually. Now this one we've got to cut around this edge first. Geez, that did not stick at all, did it? So I just did the first cut to sort of make sure I could see where the blade's going, and the second cut smooth that off. Now this one not being a flippable pillow, we only have to do it on this edge. 10mm from that one, 10mm from that one. Okay, so that went okay. Got a little bit caught there. For some reason this bit didn't want to cut, and which meant I lost my line a little bit there, but overall I'm pretty stoked with that. Hopefully next update, hopefully we are at that stage next week, towards the tail end of next week. A couple other things I need to get done is get the Campervan recertified as a 3-seater. Originally when it was certified, this guy registered it, basically made a little bit of mistake on the papers and only had it as a 2-seater. During that time I'll also look at the GVM. I need to run it over a weigh bridge, see what weight we're at now, because we've obviously added a ton of weight, or hopefully no more than a ton of weight. The LSPV now, because we've added it, the brake bias, it's sort of a mechanical brake bias thing. I've just got to make an adjustment to that so that we still get enough power to our front wheels. I've also had a rear e-locker installed in the back. Now it's been installed, hasn't been wired up yet. A few other little things we got to wire up, like another reverse light. Okay, hopefully next update we're a lot closer to being done, and you'll see our reveal of the lounge area. We hopefully have our upholstery back. Sending that one away, did not end up deciding to attempt that. I'll show you where I got to with the couch cushions. See you on the next one. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this, and hit subscribe if you want to actually see us hit the road and travel. It'll be me, Amy, and our cat Ham hitting the road. We can't wait. See you on the next one.